seeing our Lee on the wall. He's got some gay bodybuilder in India. Like, look at him. What kind of haircut's that? Kevin Keegan or what?
Oh, brilliant.
Is Frank in bed?
No, yeah.
Listen, don't bang that a minute. Listen to this. This is proper amazing.
In the house with all amazing instruments.
Me and Sylvia have walked into a festival with someone pushing it, playing as we go in.
Oh, that's cool.
Setting it up on a stage. We play. I'll show you a photo right now. 50, 60, 70 drummers all sit round us. We play till the sun drops. And the DJ, but I'm knackered because my arms are up.
Yeah.
When you've got muscle, when your arms are up, you're like,
yeah.
We get knackered. So I have to signal to him, look, with me and Silver nearly fading.
Yeah.
And then the DJ goes, choop. Look.
You know Craig to play?
Not really. A little bit. I know some patterns. Paradiddle.
This is in the garden. Oh, that won't play. Look at this one. Where's it? This is a zoo project. Actually, no, Clockwork Orange, I think. Hell, where's the mic? Amazing. They want me to do this as soon as they open.
You're on the hand drum, I hear it.
Yeah, I'm on the hand drum.
Yeah.
Me and Sylvia started off with that. Sylvia's gone for a walk lighting candles, I think.
Where are you?
Listen to Alex on the keyboard, it's like almost psychedelic. And
So we enter inside Ibango tribe. Yes.
But this is 4 hours.
4 hours?
We play for 4 hours, yeah.
So a jam as well?
It's just drumming. It's just like, oh, that's here.
Oh, that was cool.
Well, I'll show you that as you're here, and it is showing off, but I'm only going to run through some stuff. I used to teach online.
Oh, okay.
So watch. I'm doing that thing I do now, right? I'm trying to teach people this. They get a bit frustrated with it.
So I can record your teaching class for him now?
Well, I'm teaching someone properly in a minute, but you can, if you don't mind, I've got to say, do you mind being recorded for a movie or something?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's a bit...
For a vlog.
That's here, St Geordie. And that's our band here. You know the market?
No, I've not been. I'm going on Saturday.
Oh, you ain't been?
No, I'm going on Saturday. Are you playing on Saturday?
We're not allowed.
Oh, okay. Nice hair.
I thought videos would just play straight away.
Do you know what it is? They upload them to the cloud now.
That's what's happened, isn't it?
Yeah, so it saves your memory.
Is that why they do it?
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Well, I don't know why they don't play. But...
Nope.
This is nice. This is a farmer's market. In the winter we do this every week.
Nice. Who's all there then?
Thierry?
Well, the core of us is me, Alex, Sylvia, Thierry, Angie if she's allowed. I don't know who else is there. I don't know. This is a thing called Sofa Sounds. It happens all over the world. This is cool. They come and set a sound system up.
Oh, so is this
There's
here?
100 people watching this.
Wow.
So they all pay them.
Wow.
It's poetry. It's really cool actually. It'll start in a minute. It's quite tight though. You know the word tight. You listen when Sylvia starts. It ain't started yet. Wait. You listen to the layers coming in. It's just me and the harmonica probably at the moment. Alex is making sounds. Watch.
Oh, there's your man.
Ah! Senor! Come in.
Hola. Buenos.
Take your shoes off and take a seat. I'm just showing this young student, he's been here 2 hours. I've just got to, he's been a bit naughty, so he's got to do some homework.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh, so what? Are you all right for time?
Yeah, a little bit early. It's like
That's alright.
about 6.
Perfect.
So look, now Sylvia's playing. She started doing poetry. She writes poetry. I don't actually like it,
On top of it?
but she writes it. She's brilliant. It's called The Traveller. Excuse me a minute.
No way.
The poetry is really nice. This is quite good. If it plays. We could take you to this house if you want. Wait, it gets funky in a minute. It's just me and Ariel. This is my wife.
Sylvia.
I actually wasn't meant to play. It was just him. Now he's a hand drum player. He's Jewish, Israeli. When I go to pick a drum up, he first thinks, what's he doing? He's going to spoil what I'm doing. Watch what happens. You know, drummers should be a little bit.
Yeah.
What? So I'm looking around thinking, I'm going to bang something. So watch his face at first. Look, he's thinking, mate, gets quite good this. Did you see how I started really quietly? I didn't want to annoy him, so I just tapped.
Like a click track.
Just a little bit, so that he thinks, oh, he's alright.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just go bang straight away, you can put people off. Look at this one. They asked me to get like 25 drummers.
Jeez.
So that's me and Sylvia playing that. You'll be doing this in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, is that from there?
Yeah, right, isn't it?
Yes. Well, I don't even know what I'm. It was my birthday on Sunday. And my girlfriend.
This was good.
Bought me this. Yes. So she just wrote it as like a poem.
You listen to the echo.
And she just said I have to be here.
It's in a big hall. This was to open a ceremony here in a horse riding stadium.
Okay.
That's here. A horse riding stadium. Oh, it's Benny Rash. You been there, haven't you?
No?
We haven't taken in the Benny Rash yet.
And when's the next on? Or is it
Well, we've got to watch it now. The police, there's upside down people. There's Frank,
nice.
There's that's the boat captain. There's that's how we went. Anyway, we ain't got time.
Oh, nice. Cheers.
Since a kid, and it's what I love doing, regardless of whether you earn money or not. It's just what I like doing. It's tribal, isn't it? So when I first came here to live 8 years ago, I just used to go to Benny Rass. Have you been to Benny Rass?
I have.
You know about it.
I know about it, and every.
It kind of ruined it. I don't know how many I had. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 5. This is the hang drum, so 6. Watch. 7, 8. This is how I'm walking around. I know there's 2 in there. 9, 10. 11, 12, 13. That's not a drum, but it's percussion. So I'm going to call it 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, 20. About 25. Then I've got. Is anyone in your yurt? Is your wife in your yurt?
Nope.
Oh, can I show him in there?
Yeah, sure.
You sure? There's supposed to be a lesson in it. I'm showing you.
Well, I'm definitely learning something.
It might not be worth learning, but I can teach everyone something, but it might be a lot of rubbish. Wow. That's boring. All we did was that.
Adrian, how are you?
Mario.
So I'm counting my drums, right? So
Yeah, we're on 25, I think.
How many are we on?
25.
We're on 25. Is it empty? So he lives in here. In fact, he's only meant to be an hour and he never goes home. But look at this, a bit hot now. Look at the toys in here, look.
Oh wow.
The hardest drums in the world to learn are these by the way. In the world. I've studied these. Little children are the best. I can make them sound good. This is part of your lesson. This ain't part of your hour. We can build all night if you want. Right. And you're not paying nothing. You've got to do some gardening.
Okay,
do you know that bit?
Yeah.
You should see our garden.
Got green fingers.
So the little children are taught to play this with their dads. They talk and play. And I've studied it. I've been drumming all my life, but I cannot do what they do. Most other drums I can do it, and they sound great. I can't do what you're meant to do, but. Now that sounds right, but what they do is just fascinating. I've had videos. I don't normally like looking at videos because you get distracted by it. It's like following one guitarist, I suppose. Do you play any instruments?
Used to play piano.
Right, the way they play it, this drum is a specific. I can't even do it. They don't do all they do that, and then they do something like this. They make it vibrate. I just don't know how they do it. So it kind of, I gave up with that and just banged it the way I do it. So how many drummers are we on now?
27.
27. We'll count that as one though.
Okay. 26 then.
I don't know whether to teach you the basics of this or standard drums. You've got to choose, or a bit of everything.
Maybe a bit of everything. I'd really like the bongos.
The small bongos.
Or the ones that they sit on.
Right, let's go. Oh look, that's a good drum. So I reckon we're on about 30, aren't we? But 60 people I've got a thing. So I've messaged some people.
So you're okay with the camera?
I guess so.
I do some vlogging.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
I'm on there. Hi, how's it going?
Are you okay if you end up in Made in Chelsea next week?
That's all right. I just have to let my agent know. He'll have a word.
Apparently this is a treat for you from your girlfriend, isn't it?
This is my birthday present, yeah.
When is your birthday?
It was Sunday, just gone.
And are you staying on after? Can we do a little thing after?
Well, she just said, I don't even know what this is, because she just said, you have to go there at 6, I'm not telling you what it is. And then she said at 7:30 there's something else, and I'm telling you what that is.
So did she say, and I won't be offended, did she say whatever you do, don't get talking to a bloke from Trace?
Yeah.
Right, what's he doing with my best bowl?
That was me.
Oh, it is ours.
It is ours, yeah.
An hour.
Drumming. Okay, let's have a drumming.
Drumming's a big... They're congas, that's a djembe. But you said bongos, so I'm giving you what you want. What do you want?
I think I meant one of the, I thought they were bongos. This is the extent of my knowledge.
Listen. Angie is the third finest drummer ever. Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, hablo.
Where you go, Angie? Spanish.
Hello.
Yes. I'm coming with.
And I'm going to give you... I've got to get serious now.
Your name and surname for tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's got a change.
So, this is what we're going to do. I have to get serious now though. Don't bang it for a minute. And the way I teach, you might meet many teachers and they'll have their own style. The way I teach is from the very beginning.
Okay.
It's so from the beginning, you imagine if you was an alien, said, what's a car? You'd have to show him how to get in it first. You would not show him F1. So forget all the powerful stuff, very basic drumming. If you can be patient enough to learn basic drumming, you can go and teach yourself.
Okay.
I'll take your money even though it's free all day long, but at some point you can teach yourself, providing you get the basis. Right, so I'm going to, bear with me a minute, lift the drum up so there's a gap. So I'm holding it.
Oh, completely. Okay.
It gets a bit, that's quite light, so you can do it that drum for 80. So the first thing, and I hope you don't mind having paid, is just one tap. Just feel a boom. Just one tap. Right, wait. Follow me. Right, now you're going to have to do 10 slow and consistently and listen to it. Don't go, a child will go, and you have to go, no. Slow, so you're going to go, this is what you're going to do. Let me do it. So they're almost the same.
Every morning. 15 minutes, morning.
They're almost the same, right? The principle of that is Bruce Lee actually. Bruce Lee always tried to do the perfect punch, but he said it's not possible, but you try. Because if you do the so-called perfect anything, where do you go after that? So try and do 10, only 10, and you've got to be happy with it. If you're not happy, go back to the beginning again. This can take 10 minutes or it can take an hour. You're a bit under pressure now. So 10. It doesn't have to be perfect.
What part of the hand do
Flat, you did it perfectly, flat. Flat. But if you do that, it's different. Which is another skill. The aim is to be able to do, the purpose is you can always do that. It's almost boring. But you can do it forever. Same as a kick drum. Good. Pass. A bit slower. Don't rush it. Good. Good. Cool. You're there. But you just passed that. Trust me, some people can't do that. They're either not patient enough or they go, it's over. You can do that. Now, put that hand away and that on the rim. It's like a slap. Fingers can go open it. This is much more easier really. So the knuckles hit there and the power of the tap, they fold over. Watch, if that was slow motion. If that was slow motion, you would see this. It's not a great sound, but I'll tell you the reason for it in a minute. 10 again. The other hand. Right, but come off a bit so it's hot. Good, 10. No rush. Good. Right, get to 10. Right, now in theory you can already play because you're doing that. You're doing that. So you can do this, and this can change all the time. You've already done that. You've already done that. What can happen sometimes is you concentrate so much you mess that up. So that goes consistent. So I'm going to get you now to do this. Start with that till you're happy with it. There you go. No rush. Get that hand off of it. No, one.
Oh, you want me to go what?
Yeah. Good. Don't rush it. Good. Good. Right. You're actually a good student. And if I'm going to say this, listen to the philosophy behind this. With what you've already done, which you need to remember, and you don't even need a drum. You can be in your car. Go boom boom. Because I've been tapping since a kid. Got told off, kicked out of schools. It's earned me £1,000. I've been lost people over it. I met my girlfriend drumming. You've already known enough to teach yourself. So listen to this philosophy. If you was put in prison or a planet or an island with nothing but that, you will be incredible in about a year because you're not distracted. It's like a harmonica in prison. You just pick the thing up and you'll learn it. And there's no one teaching you. But you've learned the basics, so you're now doing that. So with that variation, you can do so much. I mean, what's going to happen now? I'm going to get you to play. I want you doing this. And nothing else. You can even slow it down. Not faster. So I want you doing this consistently, and I'm going to join you. What might happen then is it will fit what I do. You mustn't worry about what I do, just worry about what you do, and it will sound really nice. You'll see what I mean in a minute, try it. But what happens when I start sometimes, I'm going to kind of join you, is what's called jamming. It could put you off, because you're concentrating so much. Another sound, it's like being a drummer in a club, or a DJ in a club actually, and some other idiot's playing over there and you can hear him. You can't do that. Same with drumming. Right, so do get your thing going. If ever you make a fault, go back to that. Think. I'm ready. The aim being, so in theory, I keep saying that word, you can do this forever. There you go. Good. 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 Keep going. I'm going to join you. we just did is two guys sitting in the Nirvana desert, and it millions of years ago, probably the first instrument apart from maybe banging on wood was probably some kind of drum other than the voice. We probably drummed in some form or other before we could talk, and drumming, some of this is repetitive and you may have heard it before, comes from when we're babies in the mum's womb. We're connected to her heart. So the shamanic drumming comes from the woman's womb. So we're in the safest place we'll ever be for 9 months. And we hear her heart. And if she's just relaxed, we are. If she's running a marathon or running around or fighting with her husband, the heart's probably going. So we learn rhythm with no understanding what it means. That's why sometimes when you drum, more than any other instrument, you almost go into a state of like taking MDMA sometimes. Without the MDMA, you take MDMA as well, you're in trouble. You're just going to go, whoa! But you can get that kind of feeling. Because those drugs, as wonderful as they can or cannot be, all they do is emphasise what's already in us, right? Unless it's maybe acid, which might be something outside of us, I don't know. But shamanic drumming is a wonderful thing. We just played together, I never really met. It was quite nice, right? So you can do this yourself. You can acquire one of these. Do you live here now?
We're kind of half here, half elsewhere, but...
Oh, well, St Geordie Market, which is Saturday, although I buy them all the time, I'll just stop buying them. You can buy something like this. There's good ones. That's a €250 good one, so is this. But you can buy one for like €20, I suppose. It's not really good. So, see, if we do it without this, it's too loud. It's too loud. I know it's nice, but it's too much.
Yeah.
But it's harder to learn like that. The best drummers know when not to play. So we're going to go back to this, but we're going to mess it up a bit. So you're already doing this, right? Watch. Watch. So, get your rhythm right so you're happy with it. You only just turned up, remember, so imagine what it gets like. So you almost can do it when you're asleep. And then experiment. But what you're going to do is called a loop. A loop is a continuous sound that goes round and comes back. Even that's the loop. That's the loop. That's the loop. The loop can be as complex as you want. But you've got to try and come back because it ain't a loop. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So the sound you're making to start with is just that. You've already doing this. Now you're going to go and you decide. If you make a mistake, and I hope you do, to learn, don't stop, just go back to that. It's the same as a kick drummer going. So always go back to that until you be happy with what you're doing. So just quite simple first, get back to that, so you're happy. Try that. Tidy this right up. Get this so I can do this all day. Right, and then plan it in your head. Then bop bop bop. When you're ready. Good. Keep going. Good. Brilliant. Now polish that. Polish it. Keep going. What I did then is brought your drumming into my drumming as a team. It's teamwork. You may or may not have witnessed amazing guitarists on stage sometimes. They're not together, they're the greatest, but they're fighting. You get Clapton and Mark Knopfler and B.B. King and Gilmore. I've seen it. It's too much talent. Unless one of them allows one to lead for a little while, then they'll be amazing. It's like the best working team is not the best brains. They're the worst. They're the worst out of the groups. If you're so entrepreneurial and forward thinking and you get a group of 5 guys like that, they will be the worst. They will be worse than 4 guys that ain't got a clue what they're doing. They will proceed more. Why? Because they're all trying to be the leaders. So jamming is to give. Ah, you leaving? You're really leaving this time? You've been saying this for 3 years. Oh, she's leaving.
Now?
You'll be back.
Need some help setting up?
You'll be back.
Thank
You're
you for
welcome
having
back.
me.
Go on about. It's just the core of everything. So you're already doing this. Watch. You're already doing this. You've done that. You can always improve it. You can always tidy it up. But perhaps do something like this, and this is quite cool. Watch. You're doing all that already. So this is the stuff that you can take away with you and play on your own and jam tonight. Jam with us tonight if you want to stay for a while. But with Alex is like a super keyboard player. What we do tonight is pretty cool. If you're going to play, take this towel with you and don't. When you're jamming, you've already done it. So and you hear us playing, join us. Don't try and. That's why some of the Baleares drummers, they're my mates. But if I bring them here and have a drink or something, they will just go power drumming and they'll ruin everything. Why are they doing that? They're great, but hold your talent back, if you know what I mean. So this is changing the subject slightly. When you come out there later, we'll put 6 or 7 drums out there and we just jam, but keyboards, harmonica, flute, etc. So going back to this again, just have a little experiment on your own. Like, can you do that? Consistently, watch. Again, it's like that. Right. Keep doing that. Now, try and join it with that. Good, that's alright. That's alright, that's alright. Mistakes are good. Now tidy up the loop. Keep going. Right. Stop. Now go. It's unlimited. I learn every time I play. Sometimes I'm playing and I think, oh, what did I just do? Because what's the word? I educate myself. I do something, or my drummer, you'll see him tonight. I mean, I always say that I'm a good drummer. I've been drumming all my life. It's took me around the world. It's bought me houses, cars and everything. The guy that plays for me tonight, he is just ridiculous. He thinks I am, but what I've learned with good drummers, and you will become one of these, you'll learn something that others can't do, right? Changing the subject again slightly. David, you'll meet him tonight, he's French, right? I think he's unbelievable, but he thinks I am. But he does something, and I go, how do you do that? So I watch him. But I'm good at this thing. This is my trademark. Watch. What I'm doing is that. Watch. What I'm doing is that, and this goes like that. Watch. Made a mistake then. Now the thing behind that is because I play a tabla, which is this thing, which I learnt in Egypt actually. I went to Egypt years ago, playing for Ministry of Sound actually, and they took me out on a boat. They said, but can you play this? Because I was on the stage in Dubai, I think, and this is Egyptian. And I'd never played one before. This was 30 years ago, I think. So, a standard drummer, Latin percussion drummer, which is the name of these drums, plays like, they're good. David's like it, he's brilliant. That's the standard bit. I've always done this little finger thing. The reason is I couldn't afford drums like this, so I would have bits of tin and that. But I learned to do all this stuff, which is... So that holds me in good stead with some of the instruments I play. I am not, Alex knows, I am nowhere near the best player of this on the island, or these, but I can do things they can't do, and they can do things I can't do. So I love watching percussionists. Some of the guys that play with Alex, friends of mine actually, I watch them, and I thought, well, why does he do that? And I go and try and do it. The reason for that is, I have to bring them up, Pink Floyd, my favourite band. Dave Gilmour was asked once, and he's arguably one of the best guitarists in the world, comfortably known, he's arguably in the top 5 greatest tracks ever. Who's your inspiration? Who inspires you? Who's your heroes? And he didn't even hesitate, he went, all of them. Whereas if you just follow, if you're a guitarist and you just follow Jimi Hendrix, you'll try and play like him and you'll probably be let down. But if you follow a bit of Hendrix, a bit of B.B. King, a bit of Slash, a bit of whoever you might know, I don't know, but all these guys, you pick up little bits of them. So that's why drumming, I think, is so, I've got so many different drums. What I just showed you in the thing, I can't play them, but I could join a jam with them. This is a bit too loud for me, so have another little, I'll join you with this. Do your, so this is very different to that. I'm going to give you this in a minute for 5 minutes. Go on. And just play about a bit. Don't worry about mistakes. Good. Remember it. Keep that going. Sorry.
This is one. You know, I use this as for the keyboard, but it's possible. The thing is, if you need to stay or use it in mono.
Try and see the difference. I don't know whether congas are harder to play than a djembe. They maybe are. I don't really know. Try that.
So that's a conga,
No, that's a conga.
and that's a djembe.
You came in saying you wanted to learn the bongos. When I brought you a set of bongos, you said, "What the hell are they?"
Yeah, so I meant a djembe.
Yeah, well, of course you did. But see how different that is.
So this is a conga.
I think the simplest drum to play, and it's only an opinion, is the djembe.
Okay.
I think this is the simplest to learn. You've already done the basic stuff. You can even remember what you've done or come back again and get that so you can just do it all the time. You've always got a base. But just try similar to what you do and then look at the different. It will actually, I think it will frustrate you a bit. Try it. It's like a brick as well.
The same.
Try it, just don't sound right.
Do I hold it up as well?
If you can, mind don't fall out your legs. Because they're normally on a stand, you see. But it's very different. See? It's not nice, is it? It's not nice, is it?
I don't mind it.
You like it? Stay there then.
I got to confuse myself, haven't
Mind that class? Yeah. You know what though? Sorry, Trick. If you went drumming at Baleares with that, your hands, they'll kill you. But this is flexible.
It's a bit softer, isn't it?
This is flexible, especially with this.
Oh, I was going to say, so in terms of hardness,
Yeah.
no, I thought about the sound. I like the sound.
Sound.
But you're saying this is going to kill my hands.
Well, as you like the sound, then congas are always in twos, really.
Okay.
So you would play congas like this. So you'd have these on the stand. So they've got to treat it as one drum, but it's two.
Okay, with 4, basically.
Now this is where it gets hard because you're switching. But see if you can get a half decent loop.
And when you say a loop, am I looking for like 16 beats?
You're looking for a sound. The only way I describe it is a bit different. As the Alex Reed's music, I never have done, and I don't want to because it will just fry my brain. A loop is a sound that you repeat in. It can go out, but it comes back.
Okay.
So it can be a simple, just a very simple thing, especially learning drums from the bases, which is what you've just learned.
Yeah.
In fact, you've learned the first loop, you've
Yeah.
learned the second loop, you went to what I call maybe a third loop,
Yeah.
and it's never ending. It can be as vast and experimental. But I find the skill to be able to increase that loop, but it's still a loop, and remembering that loop. So when you're playing, if you listen to the track, or you want to play to a DJ, or just to your mind, we can kind of play a track in our head. At some point, if you get into drumming and you become a drum addict, you'll hear a track or a tune or something, you'll go, I wonder how I play to that, and you can. So it's a bit like when I play in clubs. It's not that hard when you're quite good, because you've got when you're like listening and you're listening to it quietly, and then you bring it out of the sound system. And if you make a mistake, no one really notices, because they're not musicians as such. Just no disrespect to the DJ, it's skillful. But when you're on your own, you can hear when you make a mistake. I was showing you something earlier on, and I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with making a mistake, but I knew I made a mistake. The difference is knowing when you're clanging. Obviously, so you will see it. We get some people come here and they're like banging things, and we go, we don't want to say nothing because we're all nice, but really they're spoiling it. Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
So at some point we have to all stop when there's someone going, and they go, it's quite funny. So just try two of them. You like that sound then? It's not you, but I don't like that sound. It's
No,
not you.
no.
I'm not saying I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't feel like it if I liked it. I do. I like them in love. Drop them for me, and you wait till you play this, right?
Okay.
The drums, they're all different. Every drum's different, right? To some people, a drum is just a drum, right? But you can bring out so many sounds from a drum. This is my wife's drum. You listen to this. Just one tap and you'll go, my God. This is no good at Baleares, it's too vibrational. You're already doing that, right? You're already doing that, you don't need to tell. Try that. If you smash this really hard, you'll bust it.
Okay.
If you smash it as hard as you have to smash them, it's so thin, but it's a great drum. It's made from a tree here, by the way, that comes out of the cactus.
Oh wow.
Have you seen what comes out of the cactus here? You
At
must
the
have seen
bottom.
it. Or you got a big cactus.
Yeah.
Every 10 years, a tree comes out of it.
Oh wow.
You know about this? We've
No,
got some
I
over there, and one of them dies. It's always the tree, because there's not enough water. And the bottom of the tree is this. The guy made it, and it costs nothing really. 50 quid, I suppose, if someone skins it. Wow. But try it. With what you just learned. So remember what I just showed you, which is back to that.
Yeah.
Try it. It's enjoyable.
Yeah. It's soft.
It shakes the room. If this glass was full of water now, you'd see that going like that. This is real like shamanic drumming. Don't forget this. See, you slap it. Good. Here you go. Speed it up. Good. Speed it up. Speed it up and then down, then up and then down. Stop. I think this drum in the right environment, I'd love to play this in the church, but this is kind of my favourite drum. But if I took this to Baleares, you just won't hear it after 5 minutes because it's too low. But it's just a great drum for getting different sounds out. Look, you're doing this, right? I'm doing that. Watch, I'll take it off. I did that at Baleares, you just wouldn't hear it. If you was in the church, everyone would be going like that. It's a great, great sound. So keep now, rather than that, keep that going and play with this. It's almost like techno. And that is brilliant as well. I'd love, this is what should be recorded for a track, because people go, well, what is that? Not necessarily me, the drum. You know a conga, you know a djembe, but someone that's into drums would go, what is that? Because it don't make sense. What is it? Because it's just a really weird, funky drum. Wanted to blindfold some people, but don't tell them I'm in the room. You know, we know someone with a crystal dome. He'll let us do it eventually, but at the moment we're trying to. He said, "Oh, some German guy built this crystal dome. I've been in there. If I do this, Sylvia, my wife, will hear it over the other side. I want to take some people in there, but he's worried about it. So I want to blindfold them. They have to trust us. Take them into this place, sit 12 of them round, just sit there and play something like this, and then leave." And so when they take the blinds off, but they know what they're doing. It's not like you've been kidnapping them. It's not the SAS, right? So when they go, "What was that?" and go, they'll go home and they'll go, "What was that?" So they'll try and interpret what it is. You know what that is, or you should do. But this drum blows my mind. I play actually that girl just left her boyfriend, used to do big gongs. I used to play at a full moon party for 6 hours. 6 hours, everyone's laying around. And the sun would go down, and then I'd play some other things, and he'd be doing the gongs. It's a whole experience. You had to really be either spaced out on mushrooms or lay in there comfortably. But what I did, I was ready to play. When Sylvia said, "If you can visualise this at Esvedra," when the moon was over my shoulder, I said, "Tell me you can see the moon." There's about 100 people. So as soon as the moon started coming up, you've got to have real patience for this. These blooming EDM kids now have no chance of this. They get bored. So I just probably did this first of all. You can hardly hear it. I probably did that for half an hour. It sounds boring, but it weren't. So they all started hearing it. Now they're used to it. They actually think it's part of it. Probably did that for half an hour. Almost like the heartbeat, and then the moon comes up. Not much, subtle. You've got to be patient. I took a load of people, actually, about 15 people with it. It's not just me, I'm quite a good drummer, it's the theatrical side of doing it with interesting people. I've been really lucky. We went to, Silver, where did we go in Cambodia? Is it Angkor Wat?
Angkor Wat, yeah.
Well, I took this. I'm kind of showing off a bit, but you seem interested, so I'm going to do it. And we got picked up by a tuk-tuk to go to Angkor Wat, thinking there'd be only 4 of us, right?
What, for the sunrise?
Yeah, for the sunrise. And my God, there's like 50,000 people heading there. And there's a big lake. You been?
Yeah.
So there's a big
it's
lake.
It's like Baleares in terms of...
kind of. So you know this instrument, yeah?
This is the hang drum?
Yeah. The actual proper name is hang drum. This is actually from Russia. It's better actually, because you don't need tuning. So we're around this lake, and there's no one with instruments. Everyone's like, I don't know whether they're tripping or they're straight, but the sun starts to come up. It was just too dark to even see this, so I did the same thing as that. I must have done that for 5 minutes. So some people
just
hear
that single thing.
It's the same principle. I've probably done that for 5 minutes. Some people saw me. If I'd have been just a percussionist, I wouldn't have learnt this. All the little things I do on there, when this was invented, which was actually in Switzerland first of all, and I first saw one of these in Amsterdam 17 years ago, I think. I was in Amsterdam. I might have chewed on a hash cake, I can't remember. But I walked past this place and there was, it's actually in your yurt, you see the gold one?
Yeah,
Do you know how much that's worth?
Yeah.
That is an original, what's called a hang drum. It's the first name.
Wow.
And they're from Switzerland. So I saw it in the shop, and as a woman walks by, and I thought, what is that? It was in a shop, not a music shop, an art studio. One thing on a wooden stand, that. And I saw it, and I thought, what is it? I walked in there, I said, what is that? Because I knew it was an instrument, but no one had ever seen one. Well, no one had ever seen one. Very few people, it didn't exist, really. Right, and these guys that made it in Switzerland. Anyway, to cut a long story short, it's quite a long story. I looked at it, I said, can I try it? I don't know what I was going to do with it. You definitely don't do this. It's like a piece of art. What do you do with it? And he said, can you play? I said, well, I play percussion. And he went, can you take your rings off and you watch? I thought, what's he going to do? Let me watch. I'm a mushroom, didn't I? And I looked at it and I went, because I didn't know what I was doing. Well, I didn't know what I was doing. I can tap anything, but I think I went. As soon as I tapped it once, I thought, I want this, but this. So I've got a bit paid. He's listening, so he might be a music, not you, the bloke in the shop. So the thing I do, I tried it on it. It blew my mind. I was. Can I buy it? Right? I had no idea what it cost, what it was called, what it is. Can I buy it? And well, no, his answer, he was Dutch, but he knew I was English. He went, no. I went, okay. Didn't want to be rude. I wasn't going to say, well, why fucking not? Be like a football hooligan. So I said, well, why not? I said, how much is it? He said, when it's for sale, £1,600.
What the
I said, why can't you sell it? He said, it's the only one in the country. We've got to leave it in this window for a year. That's the condition that I can supply them. I said, well, what's it called? He said, a hang drum. So I thought, okay. I went back to England, and Wembley Drums is the biggest drum shop in the world. Used to sponsor me with kit bags for these, actually. I've still got them somewhere, called Protection Racket, when I used to travel, tours and stuff. I went to see them, and I said, oh, Trace, we've got some new congas in. Anyway, I said, do you know what a hang drum is? Because they're the biggest drum shop in the world. It's like going to a football, there's a new ball out. I mean, what the hell's that? I said, well, I don't know, it's this thing like that. I said, well, what's it like? So I had to do a drawing of that. So I drew it as best I could, and I'm the worst drawer in the world. So I said, well, it looks like this. He said, wow. He said, what's it from? I said, it's called a hang drum, that's all I know. Can you get me one? He said, yeah, of course we can. I don't know, I couldn't get it out of my mind. I'm playing in clubs, and I thought, well, if I had this, and it was like, that thing is like the vibration, which is 432 frequency, right? I didn't know that then, but now I'm addicted.
Yeah.
Beethoven and Bach apparently had that frequency in their music, and there's some DJs do it now, Matthias Tanziman, etc. I get a phone call where I lived in Wapping, East London, and I said, Trace, we've got one of those hang drum things. I didn't even say how much is it or what else. I'm on my way from Wapping, East London, right?
It's a long way, yeah.
So I thought, well, okay, it's
It was
1,500 quid.
yeah.
I bet it's dearer in London, so I put £2 in my pocket. Go to Wembley, where the stadium is, and you walk along the Wembley way, but you turn left, right? And if you go there to blow your mind, you get hooked on drums. I've gone in there thinking, fuck, I never got one. So they said, it's in the thingy room, we've rigged it all up for you with a sound system and everything. And of course I'm in heaven, isn't I? It's like buying a Ferrari, and they go, there's the new Ferrari, see what you think. So I've got in this room, And there it is, and you shut the door, it's a sound studio, big one though, people are still shopping, you can see them, they can't hear you, and I'm like, whoa, so I'm like, I was like a child, right, and I suppose I kind of got it in my head before I did it, so I started going, I suppose, experimenting at first, because they listened to me, I think, so I didn't want to mess up too much, but we all made mistakes. I was going, whoa, God, I haven't got enough money, making sure I didn't lose my money on the tube. I went, oh, this thing. I was in there for 2 hours, I reckon. I came out, I went, wow, well done. I said, how much is it? In Amsterdam, I couldn't even finish the sentence, he said, can't sell it to you. I went, what? I said, why not? He said, well, same thing. We have to keep it in here for a year. We're the main supplier. I went, fuck. Right? I said, well, all right then, but I knew I couldn't do nothing. They said, we ain't allowed to. And then my mates, really, I put them on guest list in clubs in London and all that. They said, we can't sell it. We'll sell it when we can. I said, what, a year? Anyway, hello.
Hi guys.
So I don't know, I went back to playing these, and the truth, I love congas, but I was kind of, all I could think about was this thing. One of these. I've got to wait a year. It's like waiting for, it's worse than waiting for the best Ferrari, because you're a millionaire if you're buying one of them. Yeah. I'm just some bloke from the East End, I've just about scraped together the money, but I'm buying it. I won't pay the mortgage that month. Right. And then I moved here. So, I came here about 16 years ago, and Ministry of Sound did their 20th birthday. Funny that he's living here. And with Frankie Knuckles before he died. You a friend, Frankie Knuckles? And I said, Trace, we're doing a birthday, and they're really tight, they're multi-millionaires, but they're tight. I said, would you like to play for us? It's a great gig for me, right? A wonderful gig. With all Frankie Knuckles, Tony Humphries, whatever, Roger Sanchez, whatever. And I went, yeah, I'll play. But of course I didn't want to carry them back because of the excess baggage. So I rang a few of my mates up. I said, would you lend me your congas? I'll give you 200, 300, 400 quid. But because of the baggage, right? Yep. So I went to Wembley Drums, and I said, look, I've got the most amazing gig. It's brought me back from Ibiza, the bloody place where the music's everywhere. Sell me that drum. I said, surely you can ring them and tell them, I'll get it. I promise you I'll get it on telly, or there'll be 100 percussionists in there going, what the hell's that? Because it's their birthday, Ministry's 20th birthday, right? Yep. So they made a phone call, and I waited. I said, right, we can sell you it, right? So they sold me the first one in England, which is the one in your tent. Yeah? Yeah. So I ring up the sound engineer, congas, they know me, microphones, timbales, bongos, what you call, what don't we call.
And finally, how much you paid?
What, for the drum?
Yeah.
That's 1,700. But this is the point though. So I did a sound check in the day, and Ministry, you've been a Ministry. Yeah. Not so much now, but it was an amazing club. It still is, but it's commercial now, same as Pasha, I suppose. And I've got this and my congas, and he said, how do I mic this up, Trace? So I got him to put 2 mics over the top, but then I realised my hands would hit it. So I really thought about it. I wanted to do a good performance. And I had all these. And I did a sound check. And when I was doing the sound check, they brought Tony Humphries in. No, Frankie Knuckles. Oh, okay. They brought Frankie Knuckles in before he played, which was quite cool, I thought, showing him the venue, welcoming him in. This is where you'll be, go to the hotel, we'll bring you back. And as he come in, I had to do it as he's walking around. I said, can I have another sound check? He said, no, it's all sorted, Travis. I said, let's just check it again. I wanted to know where he thought, because this is one of the men that arguably started house music along with several others, questionable. And I thought, if he's a musician and he's been that around, he's probably, hopefully, going to say, what is that? So he's in one of the other rooms. There's 5 rooms in the Ministry, or 1, 2, 5. Yeah. So I'm going. And I tried to.
But do you remember the?
Well, wait. So I tried to funk it up a bit, because he's kind of funky. Not funky is the wrong word. He's soulful DJ, really. He's not like underground techie stuff. So I tried to, because you could hear it all around the club, but no one's in there. A club emptied, and I sound good. Yeah. The bodies make it warmer, but so I'm going. I'm concentrating, and he's come out. He's actually got a walking stick then. And he said, man, what is that? So he said, you playing tonight? But he was playing in this room. I was in the bar room. I was playing there with Justin Bergman. You won't know who he is, but he started the Ministry actually, and this is part of this event. And I've got to finish this story. I've got to set up. So I'm all set up at night. Sound engineer just for me. Congas can cut through with anything because they're powerful. But as soon as it started, you couldn't hear it, and I was frustrated. It looked great, but you can't hear it. It gets lost. everybody
Yeah?
gets lost in the music. The only way this would work is if I met the DJ and he uses me as kind of a third deck.
Yeah, yeah.
And allows me some breaks and gaps, not stops,
Yeah.
mustn't stop, but the breakdown where I come.
Yeah. To
And it was kind of a little bit frustrating. You could hear it sometimes. I had my own cameraman there filming it, and I've got this actually exists in YouTube. Ministry's 20th birthday, me, Trace Harris, with all the guys, and you can see that one, but you couldn't quite hear it. So after then, I was asked to play it because it's a new instrument. They do say it's the only completely new instrument in the last 50 years. Every other instrument derived from something else. It's pretty special, and it's possibly in 20 years' time kids will go, I don't want a guitar, I want a hang drum. I think everybody knows about it, but they don't. I've taken this to places like Africa 2 years ago, played all along Gambia, and the Africans are the best drummers we could.
Yeah.
They was like, what is that?
the drums coming from Africa, man.
Of course, yeah. But anyway, so after that, I kind of was asked to play in Las Dahlias, Privilege, Sankey's, Pasha, etc. And I said, you've got to be careful what you say, because I'm no superstar DJ. I said, who will I be playing with? It's normally, I'm just a musician to them, and it don't really mean much to them. It's all right when I represent the ministry, because I was as important as them, if you like. So I got to a stage where I said, I'll play, but I need to enjoy it, and this needs to be heard. It can only work if you'll do a sound check in these great clubs, but then they didn't have the thing to give me a sound check, because then it would have worked. And I don't want to be in a club and have what happened again in ministry for 4 hours and you can't hear it really. And then I go back to them, which is great, but I wanted it heard. And then I decided didn't do it. Then I started doing what I do now, playing at ayahuasca ceremonies, funerals, yoga things, and I've got my band, which you'll hear in a bit, and all that. And that, for me, gives me as much pleasure, without any worry of money or being famous and all that stuff, as does all those super gigs. So I get a thrill from doing what I'm doing tonight. Take money out of the equation, I get every bit of egotistical buzz from tonight, which you'll hear if you're still here. Then ran off thinking, what the hell's that house? As I did from all that. So I still get that thrill at the age now. And this instrument in particular, and I'll finish the story now. Are you aware of the DJs on the island?
Yeah.
Have you heard of Matthias Tanzmann?
Yeah.
Right. 4 years ago, Matthias Tanzmann's manager, who I know, came to see me and said, Trace, we want to book you to play with Matthias. And I said the same thing. I went, I said no, I think. I said, no, I don't really want to do it, and I don't really want to play them. I played at Calvin Harris a while ago, and I didn't like it, in high, which is space. I didn't like it. So I said, he said, but he wants to meet you. I thought, that's the first time I've heard that. And his agent came here, or manager, Sylvia was here, and they had drawings of a stage at Talamanca Beach. And they was going to build a set around us. So I'm on par with him, right, if that makes sense. And it's the first time I thought, wow, and we was going to rehearse. DJs don't rehearse, not with a musician. And it was all planned. There was drawings, they was showing me where the stage would be, and it was Talamanca Festival, a free festival. It was all going ahead, and I thought, I'm going to love this. This is going to be exactly what I wanted for years. There's going to be attention on this. He knows this instrument. In fact, he puts it in his tracks. I've heard it in DC-10, right? So he knows the instrument. He specifically wanted this. So I thought, I'm going to love this. I've done wonderful things in my life. This will be one of those things where I can go, whoa, could it get any better? And it was all being planned. There was drawings here. They showed us the stage they're building. It was just about to meet him to rehearse. And then they came to see me and said they pulled it. The police stopped it because there won't be enough. They cancelled the event. Not enough parking for all the cars. 20,000 people.
Yeah, I know.
So I wasn't let down, because I don't get let down. But I thought that would have been special if I'd have done that. Although I'm older now, that would have been something where this instrument would have been elevated into the level of greatness, I suppose. Not necessarily me, but this. So when that didn't happen, I just play now for the things I do now. And when I mentioned Calvin Harris, there was a while ago, Calvin Harris, he's not my kind of DJ. He used to do a night at High, which is space. You know that, yeah? And his agent rings me up, said, Trace, Calvin Harris, my name's Harris, isn't it? Trace Harris. He said, wants to hire your congas. And I thought he meant me in the congas, as you would do, wouldn't you? If someone's hiring your racing car, you think you're driving it. And he said, no, he just wants the congas. turns the microphones off and gets back to his track. But imagine how he embarrassed himself, because he must imagine what his mind thinks. His mind must think, oh, this track's great, there's congas in it, block, 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 block. And they would have gone, if they've got a brain, they would have gone, is he serious? And he sends me this video, and then I look at it, and I almost posted it, right? He said, Trace, that video I just said, you ain't done nothing with it. I went, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, what would I have done with it? He said, please don't post it, he's going mad. I said, who at? He said, well, because he can't play him. He said, I'm not playing, and he had a proper fit, a proper like hissy fit or whatever. Now, what's the story behind that? Our DJs, musicians, they definitely was with vinyl. Yeah. Are they still? It's very skillful. Reading the crowd, picking the tunes. It's amazing. We love it. But are they musicians? Don't know. Not all of them. Unless they become Alex, who plays keyboards for us now, taught Digweed, you know John Digweed and Sasha, to play keyboards for not Resistance, the new one, Renaissance in London. And the reason for that is Pete Tong did the Royal Albert Hall. Don't you post this? And there's an orchestra, and Pete Tong's playing records. It just looked wrong. An orchestra.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted to go because there's not that many things I want to go to, but I wanted to go to Resistance because Cole Cox blagged this sound system. Did you go? He blagged this sound system in the big room. You've been there, Privilege?
Yeah.
He had this sound system which was a tunnel that moved around you. They've done it in Amsterdam before. This sound system he had was like an aircraft thing.
Yep.
And it moved along, and I was told about it, and Cole Cox said try it out in one of the best clubs. It struggles, but on a good night it can be cool in there. And I wanted to hear that sound system because I'm into sound. But I didn't want to pay. I don't mind paying. I love paying in DC-10 actually. I like paying because I enjoy it more. That's Circo Loco. But I like paying. I love paying. I don't know why, but if I get it free, I don't enjoy it as much. If I pay €70, I'm going to enjoy this. You know what I mean?
Make the most of it, yeah.
But in there, so I said, Alex, can you put me on again? I don't normally ask, and I could probably get on there myself, really, if I just tweeze a few people. But I asked Alex, who's teaching Digweed, and it's his night. I said, can you put us on the guest list? He said, I can't do that. He's so humble, Alex. I said, well, yes, you can. I said, Digweed, just say to him, can you have 2 guests, me and you, Sylvia? So he does. He asks Digweed's wife, and of course it's Alex who's teaching her husband keyboard. He's not just on a guest list; he's on the list that can play with a sound system if you want. I went in there, and I think Adam Bale was playing first. I think Loco Dice. I don't know. Cole Cox is brilliant, but the best DJ is the ones that play before him because it's Cole Cox. When Cole Cox is such a legend, same as Sven Gaff, Cocoon, right? It's the DJ before him and after that are the best because they know they're playing, like fighting with Muhammad Ali. You want to do your best, you're on the undercard, they're on the undercard, so they play out of their skin. Especially someone like Sven Gaff, who's had Cocoon for 20 years, he's a legend, right? And he's probably not bored, but some legends are a bit boring. They've done it so many times. But when Cole Cox plays, he's really good, of course he's good, but he's not as good as them because they play out their skin because they're heroes after them. And they're the DJs I like because they play phenomenal. Anyway, so when they're playing, Sylvia's with me and it's amazing, but Alex comes in and Alex has to protect his ears because he's a music teacher. And the sound system thing, it was ridiculous. It wasn't just volume, it was like, I can't explain it. You heard instruments better than Void, better than Function 1. I don't know what it was, but you heard so many layers that you might not hear. You'd hear it with Function 1 and Void, great sound systems, yeah? So you would hear the little, but you wouldn't hear that in Sankey's because their sound system is just powerful, or they may have sorted it out. You know what I mean by that? So some clubs have got power, but you don't hear, that's why Ministries is good. The tweeters used to be outside the boxes, this raw tweeters hanging off the ceiling, so you would hear tiny little sounds, and especially if you're off your head, you go, what's that? You know, so that system in there. But Alex had to leave because he said this is too much for my ears, so he left, and we stayed in there. And that
was so crazy. He left.
He had to because his ears. He protects his ears. Sylvia just sits in the speaker.
He don't have something to put.
What?
He don't have AirPlugs.
Well, he had them in, but it was too much for him.
Wow.
Well, some places are like DC-10 Circo Loco.
Sometimes and he put it louder.
It's not
on
always
the
that
red
volume. Did you hear the party we did here the other? We shouldn't tell this. You know what we did here the other day?
Yeah.
Here? that was a brilliant sound, but
Yeah,
not
yeah.
too much volume. Although his girlfriend said you could hear us from Amnesia. So
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And it was really nice, wasn't it? You came back, but at what point did you walk back?
Yep.
When did you hear us?
Amnesia.
And that's the means
Yeah,
the whole valley can hear us.
you
No,
can see
I-
on the movie because we made this movie there in Amnesia and we listen the sound and we think wow, it's a fucking party here.
Pass my phone.
Where is the party? Where is and we search the
Yeah,
party.
but I have to be
when-
even tonight. I have to be a bit careful because
Yeah.
I still don't know this.
maybe lower, maybe.
'Cause I
not
have to
too
protect
loud.
what we do here, but.
Yeah, but so nice story, Trace.
Thank you.
And
No, that's good for your vlog. How
Yeah.
Till this don't come out.